Hello, welcome once again to our online fertility awareness program. It has been a while. We have missed having these conversations with you. For the past 2 weeks, we have not released any videos because the upper week we had the World Childless Week, which we spent a whole week celebrating, and then the following week, which was last week, we commemorated the PCOS Awareness Month. We used 1 week to talk about PCOS the whole of last week, and we were not able to do our video. So we have missed having you, and we hope you missed us too. So you're welcome back. This is the 10 Steps for Coping with Infertility series. Today we are at episode 9. I'm super excited. We're going to be rounding up this series soon. In the past 8 weeks, we have been talking about different points that you can use or different tools that are applicable for helping you to cope with the condition of infertility. We've had 8 topics. First week we talked about connecting with others. We said connecting with yourself first, owning this condition, knowing that yes, this is what I'm going through, accepting it. Accepting it doesn't mean that you internalize it. You just come to terms with the fact that there is a condition called infertility, and it seems that that is a challenge that you're facing at the time, because knowing that challenge and facing it can help you overcome it rather than just shying away or wishing it away thinking it's not there. So that is what we talked about in the first week, and we said after doing that you are able to now reach people, find out who and who you can talk to so that you can get the much needed help that you need on the journey to becoming a parent. The second week we talked about partner and support network. There we emphasize the need to open up to your partners about how you're feeling, what you're going through, what your fears, anxieties and challenges are. If one party is affected more, that is if the diagnosis is tilting towards one person more. Remember, we said infertility is a diagnosis of a couple. But if there is a situation found in one of the parties more, it's not a reason to shut down or exclude yourself. It's not a reason for the other party to just push you aside or just say, oh, this is all your fault. No. As a team, you must come together and support each other. If that is possible, if it is available, thank God you explore that, because there is no person that will help you more on this journey than your partner. That's the truth. So if that is available, explore the options. Some people have their partners wanting to help them, but they are angry, they are ashamed, they are burdened, and they don't even want to talk about it. It's wrong. We are saying open up to your partner if they are offering you help, and utilize it, because it will really be very instrumental to helping you overcome the challenge. And if it is not available, it's not the end of the world. Find a support group. Find a support network where you can get all the help you need. Find people you can talk to, draw strength from, and keep pushing until you overcome the challenge of infertility. In the third week, we talked about knowing you're not alone. So that is one of the benefits of reaching out and coming out of your shell, of your hiding places, of your closets, to say, oh, I think I'm dealing with this at this time. You find people that are in that same climb, are in that same space at the point in time, and you'll be able to network, help each other grow, learn, make new friends, and then the journey will not be so burdensome as it is supposed to be. But because you have people walking on that journey with you, it becomes easier. Just as in every aspect of life, when you have people walking with you, you'll be able to go far. Remember the adage that says to go fast, go alone, but to go far, go with others. Unfortunately, with infertility, if you are going alone, you will not even go fast. So you need people that you can connect with, and you are definitely not alone. So knowing that, and then finding people that can be with you on that journey is very crucial. And the fourth week we talked about time management, taking it one day at a time. I'm going to use this analogy. If you are working out, don't mind me, I started working out recently because I noticed I was putting on a bit of weight. So I started very serious, vigorous exercises. So yeah, I'm working out now. One of the things that I discovered is when my eye is on the timer, I feel so exhausted, like I'm going to die before this time reaches. But once I'm not focused on the time, I'm able to do that procedure. That is not a procedure. I'm able to do that workout session, that particular workout routine, that particular routine. I'm able to do it through the time, and when the timer beeps, I'm like, oh, it's time. As against when I'm focused on the timer. So let's say you have 60 seconds to do one particular routine and you're sweating it out. When you are looking at the time, you are more tired. You feel so like you can't make it. It's like the muscle is going to give out. It's like you're going to faint before that time, which is still remaining 30 seconds. Oh my God. But if I am not, and I'm sure it's the same thing with all those that exercise. If I'm not focused on the time, if I'm not looking at the time, like how many seconds, oh, 1 second, no, this time be fast now, I'll be able to focus on the routine and finish it. And when the time is even done, I might even still be able to push up 1 or 2 more before stopping to do another routine. That is just how time works. If you are focused on time, it seems like it's not moving. They say watching a kettle makes it never to boil, or a sitting kettle never boils. That's the adage. A sitting kettle never boils. Now, it's a kettle you are looking at, waiting for the water to boil. It will seem like it's taking forever. This water doesn't want to boil, you know. That is just the same thing that applies to time management on the fertility journey. If you are so focused on the time, oh, I've spent 1 year, oh, we've been trying for 2 years, hey, it's been 1 year and 6 months, so see these other people that we got married with, have a baby. That time focus will make the journey so much more painful, difficult, unbearable in quotes. But when you distract yourself from that time and you focus on what you need to be doing, focus on the things you are supposed to do on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, on a yearly basis, to help you towards achieving your goal, you find out that you achieve that goal faster. So that's what we talked about in the 4th week when we were talking about time management. Do not focus on the time. Do not focus on how many weeks, how many months, how many days you've spent. I know some people are good in counting time, but this is not the place you want to do that, because it will make the journey so much more difficult. Focus rather on the things you are supposed to be doing. Focus on your diet. Focus on your weight. Focus on your lifestyle. Focus on stress management. When you focus on those things you are supposed to achieve, you find yourself just ticking off the boxes of the things that you have achieved. And before you know it, pregnancy happens and you're like, voila. Oh, yeah, it has happened. Oh, it was 5 years. Wow, I tried, you know. It's not like the time would freeze. You won't be conscious of the time. You will know. But because you're not so focused on it, you're just focused on the things you're supposed to be doing, the time passes and it is not so much of a burden. In the 5th week, we talked about your medical team. It is too important on this journey to pick the right medical team to help you through. Infertility is a disease. It is not a condition that somebody wished upon another person. No, it is a medical condition. It is an illness. You need doctors to help you on the journey. So picking your medical team is very crucial to overcoming the challenge. Understand that there are different doctors for different ailments. For fertility challenges, you need fertility doctors. Not all O&G consultants or specialists, as it were, not all O&G specialists are passionate about fertility health. Some of them are more into surgery. Okay, some of them are more into surgery. They want to take out the fibroids. They want to, they just want to do surgical cases. Not all of them are passionate about conception and all of that. So you need a fertility doctor or a team of fertility specialists that have that as their topmost priority, working with you, helping you to achieve that goal of getting pregnant and having children, because they are so focused on that. So your medical team is so crucial to overcoming the challenge of infertility. The 6th week, we talked about research and planning. You can only make decisions based on what you know. You cannot make decisions based on what you don't know. So the more you know, the better for you. And there are too many information out there now. Find good platforms where you can get correct information. Law Foundation is one of such platforms. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook. We have a support group, virtual support group that you can belong to and get correct information. It makes all the difference. The knowledge you have on this journey makes all the difference. Helps you to make informed decisions, helps you to understand what is going on, and helps you, that alone empowers you to overcome the challenge. So it is so important to learn all you can learn, research all you can research, read all you can read up on this topic, infertility, your own unique condition, whatever it is that they have called it, whether it's PCOS, whether it's fibroid, whether it's endometriosis. Learn as much as you can about it and do what you can do to make sure that you come out of the situation a winner. In the 7th week, we talked about the importance of therapy. We said it's so important to get therapy because infertility is not only a hospital-related illness. It is a medical psychosocial condition. Yes, a lot of us just know about the social aspect where people are looking at you, you've not given birth, how bad you feel because you're not feeling like a complete couple yet because you don't have children. That is just the social aspect. There's also the psychological aspect, which is heavy on the diagnosis. So a lot of people go through a lot of mental stress and mental challenge as a result of the diagnosis of infertility being made for them. Statistics shows that the amount of depression caused by infertility is the amount of depression caused by cancer. A woman who has cancer suffers or bears the same mental stress, mental attack, as it were, as somebody who is suffering from infertility. That's just to tell you how serious infertility is. So getting therapy is not optional. It's something you must have while on this journey to help you succeed and come out a winner. You need that psychological support from a psychologist or a fertility counselor as is available in at Love Foundation. So you must get psychological support while on your fertility journey in terms of therapy. 8, we talked about the 8th week, we talked about learning about options. That was the last episode we did. Learning about options, knowing all the possible options that are available to you, knowing all that is possible, knowing all that is possible, knowing all that you can do, knowing all that you can achieve. Okay, knowing that, oh, I can do this, I can also do this, I can also do this. You can arrange them and decide to go through them one after the other, and any one your answer comes at, you have won. So knowing all the options is key. It's important not to just stay streamlined on the challenge or on the journey and think that it's just this thing that you have to do. All you know is that you just need to get pregnant. The hows and the ways you do not know. You just know only that you have to have intercourse to get pregnant. You don't know if there's any other way, or you just know that you need to get pregnant to become a parent. You don't even know if you don't even want to think about any other way. No, you must learn about all the possible options and then prayerfully decide on what you need to do to achieve your goal. So that was where we stopped. This past 8 weeks, this is what we have talked about. It should have been the 10th week now, but we missed 2 weeks because of other programs that we had going on. So today we are at episode 9, and today we are talking about shift in perspective. Shift in perspective. So we have said it too many times that infertility is a condition, a medical psychosocial condition where a couple is unable to achieve pregnancy, especially after the first year of living together. Unprotected regular intercourse has been going on, but pregnancy has not happened. Then we can see that this couple might be facing the challenge of infertility. Now, why it is called infertility is because something has not happened, and that thing that has not happened is that they have not been able to get pregnant or have children. In short, having children is is the yardstick, because getting pregnant is not even enough to say there is no infertility. Somebody can be having pregnancies and then recurrent miscarriages, it is still infertility. So inability to give birth, that type of infertility is now secondary infertility. Inability to give birth is the gold standard for infertility. You have not had children, you've not been able to get children. So what is crucial, what is paramount, is getting children or having children. When we are talking about shifting perspective, we are trying to broaden the horizon for those who are going through fertility challenges. In the last episode, we talked about learning about options. It's one thing to learn about them. The next step after learning about them is considering them. That is what the shift in perspective is about. A lot of people are still so focused on the fact that they cannot become parents if the pregnancy does not come by intercourse. It is still that bad for some people. For some people, it's still that bad that they still feel that, you see, if this pregnancy, if I'm not able to conceive it by myself, they feel they haven't achieved the pregnancy, as it were. It feels unreal to them. What is crucial, what is vital, is being able to have children. That is the gold standard for the measurement, or that is the yardstick for measuring a fertile and an infertile couple. The yardstick is the presence of children. So for people who are still so focused on the fact that if they don't conceive themselves, it doesn't feel real to them, they are still narrow-minded. Their perspective is still narrowed. You must shift your perspective from just conception to having children, because that's what is key. There are people who conceive by themselves and they've conceived 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times and still have no children because of recurrent miscarriages. Those people are still infertile. Yes, they are still infertile, as it were. So they are conceiving. Yes, primary infertility is not being able to conceive at all. Secondary infertility is conceiving once and finding it difficult to conceive again. Yes, but you see, the yardstick is having children. Because if somebody has conceived 10 times and has no child to show for it, the person is still considered infertile to some degree. It's not really the definition of primary or secondary, as it were, because pregnancy is happening, but that person is not able to carry pregnancy to term. It's still a kind of infertility. People will still look at them and say, this is an infertile couple. They don't have a child. That's what people would look at if you're so interested. Even you yourself, that's what you will count. Counting how many pregnancies you've had is almost pointless if none of them have converted to becoming children that you can see. So whether you are conceiving and miscarrying or not conceiving at all of that is still in the category of the infertile. That means the important thing is having children. However those children come, as long as it is ethical and legal, they are your children. And you automatically move from the infertile group to the group of those that have children, those who are considered fertile. It is only when people come to ask questions that you can say, this one was through IVF, and who is even asking you? This was by IVF, this was by surrogacy, this was by donor, this was by adoption. It is when conversations start. Otherwise, people just see a family, father, mother, and children. They'll just say, this is a family, it's a complete family. Nobody is immediately going to start asking you, how did these children come about? No. As far as they are concerned, this family is a family. These people are not infertile. These people are not infertile. And then there's somebody else who probably has been getting pregnant every other month but has no child. They'll say, these people are infertile. So it is the presence of children that determines whether a couple is fertile or infertile. That is where your perspective needs to shift to. The aim is not necessarily the pregnancy. The aim is having children. Being able to understand that will remove the unnecessary burden that a lot of people put on themselves on conceiving. They must conceive. They must conceive by themselves. They must get pregnant by having intercourse with their partner. It just lifts that burden. Because at the end of the day, what matters is that you have children. People will see you and see the children before they start asking any other question of maybe how or when, and that is, at this time, is ridiculous for people usually don't even ask such questions anymore. Because believe it or not, infertility is in every neighborhood now, every corner. So shift of perspective from conception to having children makes the burden so much more less for the infertile couple. It's like I'm just saying it over and over again, but that is what you need to sink home. Moving that mindset from conception to having children is what will remove the burden of what people will say, burden of what people will think. That's what will remove the burden from you. And with that, having learned the options, you can sit down with your partner and discuss. We are not getting pregnant by ourselves. What can we do? We can try IVF. And then you have that conversation and plan towards it and make it happen. If that works out and is good and you get a positive outcome, that is great. Congratulations. If that doesn't work out, what else can we do? When you have that kind of mindset that what you want is children, you'll be able to go through the options without it becoming a challenge, because you know that your aim is becoming a parent. Your aim is having children in your home that you can look after, nurture, and love, and that can grow up to also look after you in your old age. That is what is important. So have that focus that you want to have children. When that mindset has shifted to that the burden of infertility automatically lifts. Because what you will now invest your energy in and resources in is the easiest, most financially possible way for you to have your own child or children as you desire or as you can. If fertility treatment looks very promising, you can decide to spend your resources on the treatment, hoping that it can eventually get to pregnancy, which is great. If you know that the resources you have are limited and you cannot risk spending all of them on the treatment, which from your discussion with your medical team, like we have talked about, is not guaranteed, you would rather move those resources to something else, either surrogacy that has a better chance of an outcome, or adoption that has a better chance of an outcome, depending on what is applicable or available to you. So when you have that at the back of your mind, you plan better, you discuss better, and you achieve better. So to sum it up, what we have said today is that for people dealing with infertility, the focus should be on having their own children rather than just conceiving. Because at the end of the day, what matters is that you have children. When a couple who have had several miscarriages without children come out in public, and a couple that have children by adoption, let me get to the worst case scenario, children by adoption come out in public, and people look at the two families, it is the one without a child that will be looked at as being infertile. It will not be immediately obvious that these ones that have a child, it will not be immediately obvious that they went through infertility because they have a child in their midst. It is when discussions begin that all of that can even be unraveled if it is applicable. So do not put yourself in unnecessary traumatizing position of insisting by fire and by force that you must conceive. It is good if it is possible, but if you have discussed with your medical team and the likelihood of conception is not very, very high, and you know that you have limited resources, that you cannot afford the luxury of fertility treatment till whenever it works, you might want to just consider rechanneling your resources to something else that will give you the result that is what is essential. That result is having a child of your own. We hope we have been able to speak to somebody with this message today. Thank you for listening to us as always. Next week we'll be rounding up this series of 10 steps for coping with infertility. If you have missed any of them, please visit our handles. It's on Instagram, it's on Facebook, but the entire video, the full channel, is on YouTube. The full video is on our YouTube channel at love_foundation. That is Love Foundation, but the handle is at love_foundation. On Instagram, it is at love_foundation_. On Facebook, it is Love Foundation. So look for our handles, go through all our contents, because the information you will get will surely be able to help you navigate this journey and come out successful. If you are interested in having one-on-one counseling, you can reach out to us, inbox us. Our details are on the screen. You can reach out to us on WhatsApp or call us or visit us if you are nearby, or you can just go to our website at www.lovefoundationg.com to get all the information that you require. Thank you for staying with us. Until we come your way again next week, remember to learn to teach others. God bless you. Bye-bye.